Don made his way to the front of the trailer before falling through the glass patio doors onto the ground outside. That's when the murderer shot him shot 4 more times in the back of the head. The gunman took Don's wallet and headed to the hardware store. After a string of burglaries at 3 hardware stores and the neighboring bait and tackle shop, Don and his friends set up alarms inside their respective shops. After shooting Don, the gunman apparently broke into the hardware store, setting off the alarm. That awoke the other business owner, who went to go turn off the alarm. On his way to the store, the friend found Don's body and called the police. The gunman was long gone by then. To this day, no one has ever been charged for Don's murder.
So I guess he didn't get hit the first time.
I guess
Yeah,
not.
I'm guessing he was just shot at the first time, and so he tried to.
That's so sad. Huh?
So now, you want to be a prosecutor, lawyer, person, criminal. What would you do in this situation?
The way you said that, prosecutor,
lawyer,
criminal. Like, hopefully she doesn't want to be a
in
criminal.
that order.
So that way, like, you know everything that you should avoid.
Oh my gosh, no.
So I don't have too much experience so far of like what I would do with like court cases. But I definitely did the police like have an investigation?
I'm sure they did.
Yeah, I feel
But
they
this was
definitely
in
had
the
to.
1980s, so there was no, like, cameras or stuff.
Oh,
So
do you think it could be the friend?
It might.
You know what? Like,
It could have been.
well, okay, I think the friend was the one that's supposed to watch the football thing with him.
Yeah,
But he was at home, and he's the one that, it might be.
that's what I'm saying.
Does he have an
yeah.
alibi? I mean, they probably investigated him, too.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah.
did, but he probably did have an alibi.
Because they always investigate the people who like, call it in like so and so is dead.
Yeah,
Always number one suspect.
exactly. So the town, it was a small town, and they only had one traffic light.
Oh.
It was
Oh, wow.
dubbed
That reminds me of the Notebook.
One semaphore.
one semaphore. Yes. It was dubbed Little Shanty by the Union soldiers during the Civil War. So it's like an old, I guess, like historic-ish town.
Oh wow.
I don't really know. That's crazy though, like, cause then I don't know how advanced technology was at that point, but
Yeah.
like fingerprints and stuff like that, they probably were looking for. But I'm picturing in my head like a shack with like a dirt road.
I kind of am.
Oh,
And,
that's
like-
exactly what I was picturing in my head.
Okay, cause like,
Yeah.
because then it's like there's no.
Because it
Yeah.
sounds like it was in the middle of
Little-
nowhere.
Yeah, that's kind of. I'm
Yeah.
like a dust bulb.
Some
going around or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like the Wild Wild West.
Wild
Well,
West. I mean, it was in
It
Georgia.
was
so
it
it
was in
the
Georgia,
South.
so.
Wild Wild South.
Wild
Wild
South. So
Yikes.
let me see if I see any other evidence here.
That's really sad though. He's just trying to, live his life with his hardware shop and watch football.
I know. And then,
Do you think the Patriots were on?
Ugh, God.
I was like,
love
they
the
didn't
Patriots.
exist back
You love
then,
the
but I wouldn't
Patriots?
even know.
I wouldn't know either.
Wait,
Oh.
so it happened in what, 1980? Is that what you said?
Yeah, the 1980s.
So they maybe they were around.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I don't really know
maybe.
the history of the Patriots like that. So,
Why are you talking about the Patriots
Huh.
though?
because we were talking about football.
Okay.
So,
I love the Dallas Cowboys.
I can read
Fun fact.
another cold case, but in the meantime, tell us a fun fact.
Tell us a
Felicia, a fun fact of criminal justice and why this is.
why this
A
is your
fun
field.
fact. Oh.
What made you want to get into it?
Oh, okay. So, it was probably like 6th or 7th grade. Like, I didn't know I wanted to, like, be a lawyer or whatever. Like, at the time. And I just, like, started watching, like, Law and Order and Criminal Minds. And I don't know if Chicago PD was out yet. It doesn't matter. But, I started watching, like, those shows. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But, like, I, like, wanted to be a teacher for the longest time. Just because, like, I love kids, whatever.
Oh,
And then I think it was 10th grade. 10th grade, I like started getting more into it. I started watching YouTube videos, like missing person and
Yeah.
Dateline and all that. And I was like, oh, like there's like a lot of like stuff that like hasn't been solved, and like there's a lot of bad people out there. Then I took a class in 11th grade, like I think it was just criminal law. Yeah, and then I was like, this is what I want to do with my life. And so from then on, I knew I wanted to be in criminal justice, and I didn't know what I wanted to do yet until I kept watching Law and Order, and I binge watched it for like weeks at a time. And then I was like, wow, I want to be a lawyer, and so now here we are.
I went through that phase too. I wanted to be
Really?
a lawyer at one point, and then my dad made me watch Devil's Advocate,
Uh huh.
and then I was like, I cannot be a lawyer because if I had to like, you don't choose like
Who you represent.
represent. So if I had to actually represent someone who did something bad, I wouldn't want to represent them.
Oh yeah.
So that's like the only thing that like.
That's why I don't want to be a criminal lawyer.
Really?
Yeah.
I do. Just because I don't know like if I want to be like a prosecutor or if like a defense attorney. Like I guess it depends.
A prosecutor seems so cool.
I know. It
They're
does
so
seem cool.
mean.
Not really. My senior year of high school I took a business law class, but
Yeah.
it was called business law,
I
but
met
it was
the same
street
lady.
law.
She was
Yeah.
kind of.
No, she was really nice. No, when you got to spend so basically like the head prosecutor in Westchester County,
Mm-hmm.
she came to our class because our teacher was friends with her,
Yeah.
and then we ended up having a trip where we went to the courthouse, and like we basically just got to spend the day. We got to sit in on a few cases, and it was a really cool experience, and like it was so much fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Like being a prosecutor, I think would be a lot more interesting
They're
than being a
scary.
defense attorney.
You gotta be like really tough.
Oh, you have to be
Oh,
tough.
yeah.
So thick
You
skin.
yeah.
Because the prosecutors have to prove that they're guilty, and the defense attorneys
Whether
they don't
they're
have to prove
guilty or
anything.
not.
They don't have to do anything really.
Well, the defense attorneys have to prove them innocent.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but everyone's
Isn't
innocent.
it harder to be?
Everyone's innocent until proven guilty.
Felicia, you and I both know that's not true.
Yeah. And well, yeah, because the
Because a
prosecutor
lot of
has to bring in
things-
all the evidence against the.
Yeah, but also a lot of things come into play, like what they look like,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
the situation is, and
Well, yeah,
if
that's different.
there's
I
a
feel
stereotype. I mean, not really.
And then there's also like, so what if like the prosecutor has the easier job than defense? Like it depends on the crime,
It
really.
depends,
Because
yeah.
it could be like if you have all the
Yeah.
evidence that they're proven guilty, like the defense is gonna have to do a lot more than just like.
And even
Yeah.
if like
To do
they're not guilty, but they fit the profile,
Oh,
then
yeah.
it's gonna be
There are so many
So
people
much
that
harder.
have
been wrongly accused.
yeah.
Oh,
wrongly-
yeah.
I think that is
100%.
like
That's
one
like-
of the.
That's one of the worst
There's a lot
parts.
of
Yeah.
corruption.
As we learn in our criminal justice
Yes,
system.
we did.
But
Oh.
to move on from that, we're gonna turn you guys into the detectives.
Oh no.
So
Oh,
we'll
fun.
see how you do. So we
Okay.
have 3 mysteries here. We'll see if we get through all of them.
Okay.
But mystery number 1.
I love mysteries.
I'm gonna read it out loud. Listen
Okay.
carefully.
Okay.
A crime happened at Fremont Street.
Okay.
The main suspect is a man named Sean Baker. Sean spelled Sean, so we already know he's guilty
Sean.
Oh, what? How do we already know he's guilty?
because it's seen
It's not
the
real
Irish
Sean.
way.
We know. We have a friend named Sean.
Okay. It was said that a man had been walking along the pathway when he was suddenly shot in the stomach. The suspect had brown hair, blue eyes, and wore a baggy suit, just like Sean Baker's. Sean was asked to tell the story right from the beginning. Well, Sean said, I was just hanging around the park when I saw this man walking along the pathway. Suddenly, a guy came up from behind him and shot him. I ran home as fast as I could. The policeman asked him to give a description of the murderer. Sean said he had a red mustache, red hair, and a baggy Armani suit on. I think this man is telling a lie, said one of the policemen. How did he know?
I don't.
The answer's not in front of me, but I
Is it?
Um,
Is it the hair color?
Because yeah, the description
It was
is
dark
not,
hair.
is definitely opposite of like what he told the police. But what I learned in my class was eyewitnesses, like whatever, like they can like make stuff up in their head that they believe is true.
Yeah.
Like because they're like like
'Cause
from
they're
like,
shaken
trauma.
Because yeah, trauma. Yeah.
Do you want me to
But
read it again?
you
No.
said the suit was
it's a
like
lot.
one that he would wear, right?
Yeah.
It's the same. Yeah, which is what it would make me
So-
think
Okay,
that it's
let,
him.
let me read the first part again.
Okay.
A crime happened on Fremont Street. Suspect is Sean Baker. It was said that a man had been walking along a pathway when he was suddenly shot in the stomach. The suspect had brown hair, blue eyes, and wore a baggy suit just like Sean's.
Okay.
Okay. Sean was asked to tell the story from the beginning. Well, I was just hanging around the park when I saw this man walking along the pathway. Suddenly, a guy came up from behind and shot him.
Oh,
I ran home as fast as I could. Why is he lying?
because he was
didn't
shot
get
in the stomach,
and on the back.
but he said
Yeah.
it was the back.
There you go. You guys are still smart. I'm proud of
Oh,
Yay.
look at this.
you. Okay.
I should be an FBI agent.
Oh, I'm sure.
Danielle should be an FBI agent. She figures everything out in like 2 seconds.
We won't get into why. Okay. This is a shorter one.
Okay.
So Andy is put in a cell with a dirt floor and only one window. The window
Okay.
is too high for him to reach. The only thing in the cell is a shovel. He won't be able to get any food or water, and he only has 2 days to escape or he'll die. Andy can't dig a tunnel because it will take him too much longer than 2 days. How will Andy escape from the cell?
Oh, he can't do some Shane Shaw redemption.
No, he can't
Mm.
escape from Alcatraz. Can't do that.
Hmm.
He's in a cell with a dirt floor and only one window. Window's too high for him to reach. Actually, I'm not sure. I don't know what the answer is. He only has a shovel.
You can't
But
use,
he
like,
can't
the
dig.
shovel to
Can he?
open.
Yeah, I was saying, can he use the shovel to get himself up? Because you know
Or,
how
like,
like if you
yeah.
put the shovel in the dirt, then you can
Yeah.
stand on like the top of the shovel and try to like lift yourself. But I don't really know how far that's gonna work because
Yeah.
it depends how high the window
That's
is.
why I feel like it depends on, like, if it's, like, a pointy shovel, you know what I mean? It'd be, like, a little
Yeah, yeah.
harder.
Interesting.
But either way, like a shovel should have like a like little thing,
Yeah.
I guess. You know where the point is.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like a little line, and then
um,
you stand on that.
Yeah.
the answer is
Oh, you have them?
yeah, I have the answer.
Ooh.
Is that well? You're like basically right. He just digs a pile leading up to the window, so
Oh,
he climbs
okay.
onto it.
That's smart.
That is actually really smart. I didn't
Mhm.
think of that.
Oh my gosh, so dumb. So this one is kind of I hear it a lot, so I wouldn't be surprised if you guys get it right away.
Okay.
But Marissa and Juliana went out for drinks together. They ordered the same drink. Juliana was really thirsty and finished five in the time it took Marissa to finish one. The drinks were poisoned, but only Marissa died. How?
Juliana drank more or Marissa drank more?
Oh, wait, is the one that died the one that drank more? No, right?
Juliana was really thirsty and finished 5 in the time it took Marissa to finish 1.
Marissa died.
And Marissa died.
I have